Hello everyone and welcome to the TF5 show with your only host Cameron Easop, and this is a show where I talk trivia, topics and pretty much anything that's on my mind on Transformers. Today I'm going to be back at it with the movies because, as I said before and a few episodes ago, there's going to be probably a lot of TF5 show just because with the Transformers news of the movies coming out so frequently, there's just kind of a lot to talk about, a lot of theories to throw out there, but this is actually confirmed news, which is something I was too unsure to talk about because, well, it's entering a lot of spoiler territory, and well, personally, I am not too bothered by it to an extent. Like, if I got a brief feeling that something like this was going to happen, then I'm pretty fine with it because I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, I'll be surprised anyway in the movie. I think that's the thing with me. Even though we get all these character confirmations, I'm still going to be surprised in the movie. Like the way how they do it and stuff, like how the characters presented, or the big epic awesome moment, like in when Grimlock transformed, when the Dinobots showed up. That was still surprising, and though we already kind of saw it in the trailers. So yeah, with this one, it's actually, well, okay, I'm just going to say right now, you can leave, just go. No point if you're gonna, if you, I mean, you've obviously clicked on this video because you want to find out, but just a warning, spoilers are coming, so give this time to leave, and don't blame me about it in the comments. Kind of put on your own self. Anyway, let's get on to it. So a combiner has been revealed. Yes, that's right, a combiner. People thought Bruticus, but then that kinda doesn't work with the character names because, well, half of them are already dead. For example, Brawl, he died a long time ago. Yes, he could probably use a different character, but you're always complaining that, oh, I want him to stick to the law. It's like, well, Brawl's dead and he's just going to come out of the blue again. I mean, it's happened before with other characters like Megatron, but someone like Brawl, who's been dead a long time, probably unrepairable, so who knows, could still be surprised, they're not showing that off. This seems to be the only combiner team in the film that we've gotten confirmed, actually. So yeah, thanks to the user Unicron the Chaos Bringer, because this was leaked actually at set retail for $34.99, so not much is known about it until now, as a Legion combiner set by the name of Infernocus. So yeah, this is a combiner Legion set. So now people have noticed, and as it says here, it is a retool of a repaint of the Legion combiner Omnibus, which is a set from the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, and I've seen already people in the comments hating this idea, completely, not liking it at all. And yeah, even though it is a retool, who knows if it's actually in the film now, but I've got a good feeling it will anyway, even if you do see the designs of the retools the same as before. Obviously they're going to be very different in the film. So who we've actually got on this list? Well, we've got Rupture, Skulk, Infernicum Thrash, Glug and Gorge. Now, there's nothing really known about the characters in general. I'm going to take a guess that they don't really speak at all, which, is kind of expected. It's sort of like Devastator. Didn't actually speak when it was Devastator. So yeah, it says here though in the corner on the big Infernocus combiner, it says Quintessa. Now notice the design, very similar to the original sort of Quintessons, the aesthetic of it anyway. To me though, it personally does look like Botanica, which is from the Beast Machines era, and I really like that character. I felt like that's the voice that kind of sounded like Botanica, like we got in the trailer. But anyway, yeah, this appears to be, as you can see very, very faintly, it says Guardian of Quintessa. So what this basically is, well, the Guardian of Quintessa, because you got to imagine she is this probably powerful being, linked with the creators and everything. If she is just one of the creators, of many, we don't really know yet in the plot, but you can imagine that, well, she needs someone to defend her, and whether or not she can defend herself, I'm pretty much she can, but, for something for extra might, if anything big comes along, she's going to have real bodyguards defending her. And this is where Infernicus will come along, because they wouldn't just slap Quintessa right next to this if if there was no for particular reason. Obviously that's a little bit of a bio that's there. Of course it's in a different language, and of course if anyone can translate that, then you'll know. Yeah, obviously Quintessa there, and it's very obvious that he will be a guardian of sorts, protecting her, and he'll combine into this obviously giant monster. So who knows? Obviously, it's not the double-headed dragon battle probably between him and the double-headed dragon. Well, not double-headed, three-headed dragon. Sorry, just remembering that. So I am still looking forward to this film. I really got my hopes for this film. I just kind of hope it's not just sort of thrown out there like we do. I mean, obviously people are gonna be making hilarious comments like, oh, we'll never know. But still, you know, as this is Michael Bay's last movie, you'd think he'd really want to sort of go out there and really prove this to be the definitive Transformers film. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But looking at the design so far, it looks very nice. Of course, it's going to be very different in the films. I've never been a big fan of these types of combiners because it looks like to me that it could easily just fall apart. You know, when you've broken a joint or something, it feels really hard to make it stick. I've never been a big fan of combiner toys because they've never really worked out well for me, but I don't think I'll get this one either. So if you guys are planning on getting this, obviously let me know what you think in the comment section below. By the design alone, it looks very neat. You know, don't go saying it's Unicron, just by the shape. Yeah, I don't want to hear any of that. But yeah, very interesting. I'm very, curious to see how this characters will play out in the film, and of course if we'll see a little bit of him in the next extended trailer, which is expected to be coming out tomorrow, which is a perfect time as it is Friday and everyone loves a good Friday. I don't know when, both UK and America or anywhere else time. Of course, when I found out about this particular news, it was actually just last night, so I couldn't report on it until early this morning. So I'm sorry for any Americans, which are apparently my largest audience, are in bed right now, but hopefully you'll be able to see this in the morning. Anyway guys, this has been Cameron. I hope you've enjoyed the TF5 show. Of course, submit in the comment section below what subject you would like me to talk about surrounding Transformers in the next one. It'll probably be next week, and depends if any other big news comes out just over weekend, but schedule it next week. Just send me your topics and I'll choose out which one I feel like I could provide more information about and I feel like I could talk more about. Anyway, until next time guys, this has been Cameron, and goodbye.